Gentlemen, welcome back. So for a couple weeks, as you guys know, wasn't really doing videos. Back to videos. You guys got the, I got the praise, the talks of everyone telling me, and by everyone I mean only two people reached out. Jake and Jones said that the videos were great, or the video was great. Keep it coming. So, as YouTube wished, here's some videos, and let's talk into what happened last week. So we got to talk about the awards, and then we have to talk about the preview. And no big trades have happened recently. Thursday night, me and Nick trade. Some people said it was a trade fleece. I don't really think so. I mean, Edmonds is, I think, the guy, and some people, like my roommate, will say, well, if Kenyon Drake wasn't the guy, then Edmonds won't be the guy. Well, even when Drake was playing, Edmonds got a lot of the workload in the passing game, so I believe in him. I don't believe in Mike Thomas. I really don't think he's going to play, so I'm happy I could dump him. Got him off my chest. But yeah, reason, as you guys have made fun of this shirt before, the big neck hole, the baggy t-shirt. The reason why I wore this is because the neck hole, it's a metaphor for how my season is, because it shows that I'm in a hole. I can't get out. This neck hole is as big as my fantasy season hole. It's been a rough season, gentlemen. I'm 2-5 or 2-6 now. I believe John's with me. I believe Borelli's 3-5, and Jones is 3-5. I think Frankie's sitting at 3-5. Been a rough year. Dan is 4-4, I believe. So that will dip soon. But let's get into some awards. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what happened last week. Let's talk about the previews for next week. First award I want to give to John. And this award is a little nursery rhyme I did for you, John. Here it is. Rojo, 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 your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Rojo, 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 your boat gently to the shore. Merrily, 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 life is such a chore. I mean, John, it's got to be such a chore for you, buddy, that, being the record that you have, 2-4, yeah, we're like, oh, I just need Rojo to get me those 14 points. He didn't do it. I mean, and I know you're probably going to come at me and be like, we have the same record, I have more points than you. At least I'm not in denial that my team's bad. Last week I gave you the get a new subscription membership. That and the Rojo's little nursery rhyme, they're two in the same, buddy. Get a new subscription. Let's just plan for next year, John. That's where I'm at. Plan for next year. That's where Borelli's at. Borelli, let's go into Borelli's award. His name is Struggle City. Last week made the horrible trade for trading away George Kittle. Now, Borelli might say that it benefited his team, but no one can really predict an injury. And if you do take that high road, or that road, and say, I won the trade because now George Kittle is out, you can't do that. Because when I traded for Saquon, I actually believe that would have helped my team. Saquon got hurt. You can't determine injuries. So that's not a clear cut on who won the trade. Borelli, people still think you lost it. I still think you lost it. But you can't turn around and say, oh, well, I won it now because George Kittle's out. So Borelli, Struggle City, I'm going to give him the award for all my Avengers fans out there. Evacuate the city. When Black Panther was talking about evacuating Wakanda, Borelli, evacuate the city, man. Just keep trading away your assets. You're not gonna you talk about how you make all these trades because you're not gonna win with your team. Well, you're right. You're not gonna win with your team. You're not gonna win with any team. I mean, Jake is miles ahead of you, and he's hundreds of thousands of miles ahead of me. Like, Jake's at the pinnacle of the league. He's just His team's great, and the second best team goes to Mike Clark. And what I want to give Mike is Jake Jr. You know, there's so many similarities between Mike and Jake. Both love baseball, both have blonde hair, both a little like, you know, a little quiet to some. Some people will say, "Oh, I love Mike" or "I love Jake" because they don't really do anything, and that's what it is. You know, that's the review on Jake and Mike. Not really lasting long impressions, and I mean Mike. You are so stagnant, buddy. It's unbelievable. I mean, the team that you drafted, I think you've only made like 6 accusations or acquisitions. You've only made 6 of them, which is tremendous because I think I made 6 before the season even started. So, Mike, like props to you for having a 5-3 team without making that many moves. So, Mike is Jake Jr. for Mike having the second best team in the league and just all the similarities between Jake and Mike. Now let's talk about let's talk about Jake. Jake's award this week is, I couldn't really come up with an award for Jake, mainly because he was 10 shy away from dropping 200, which I had never seen before. He beat a depleted Dross team, but even if Dross had his starters at full effect, Jake still would have won. Team's too good, and you know, now, yeah, with the George Kittle injury, it sucks, but whatever. Jake still has DK, who's the stud. He still has Kamara, and we've seen Drew Brees' arm. Kamara's easily the number 1 guy. Even if Mike Thomas does come back, I don't think Drew Brees can throw those 5-yard slants anymore. It's just going to be a 2-yard toss to Kamara, and that's how Jake wins. So, Jake, congrats to you. I don't have an award for you. You beat Trost, so I guess you beat your mentor, I guess. I don't know. That one's a little lazy. Next award, we have Ryan, 4-4, Mr. 500. I'm going to give you the Sean McVay Award. Sean McVay was noted as the Wonder Boy when he came into the league. First year brought the Rams to the playoffs, and then second year brought them to the Super Bowl and lost. Reason why Ryan has the Mr. 500 award or the Wonder Boy award is because went to the Super Bowl last year, won it. Now he's struggling. The championship hangover is real for most. My hangover is tremendously bad this year. But Ryan, your hangover is just that bad too. Each game is like kind of like an ugly win, but I mean, you're still Mr. 500. You're still close to getting into those playoffs, but we'll have to see, buddy. Next one, we'll go to. I'll save mine for last. Next award, I'll go to the Empty Wrappers Award, and this goes to 2 people. One, I'm going to give it to Zach Jones, because, you know, Snackery Bones loves to snack, but the wrapper's empty, Zach. You're not snacking anymore. You're 3-5. The snack time's over. It's time to put up or shut up. And, you know, 3-5 is not going to really get you there. You got to make some moves, got to adjust your team, and you got to get there. And the other person this Empty Wrapper Award goes to is who Zach played last week, which is Frankie. As you guys know, Frankie was a rapper in his early years. FaceTime, never forget FaceTime. It's empty, Frankie. The tank is empty. I know we talked this morning where you said that you're in the hunt. You are in the hunt, which I commend you for that, because the past 2 fantasy years, last year and half of this year, have always been heartbreak for you. But I still think it's empty, because even if you do make it in the playoffs, I don't think you're going to win. I would even put money on that, but that's just my award, Empty Wrapper. And the last award goes to me, your commissioner. I'm going to call it Hell's Kitchen. So, before I started this, I mentioned how I was in a hole. I was watching these videos called Set the Edge on YouTube. Great videos. They outline different teams' failures, and one of them outlined how teams get into quarterback purgatory, where they just throw a quarterback out there and hope that they don't lose them the game. They know they won't win them the game, but they hope they don't lose them. I am in Hell's Kitchen. I'm not even in purgatory, I'm just in hell. My fantasy team is in hell. And I think the reason that started that was I traded away Dalvin Cook, and it sucks that I had to play him this week when he put up 48. Now, my roommate, while watching the games with me, said, oh man, like, if Cook didn't go off for 48, you would have won. Yeah, I mean, maybe, but I'm not really into the whole what ifs. I mean, I am some part because I looked at the math, and if I did keep Juju, Jones, and Thielen, then I would have a much better record than what I have now. But I'm taking it on the chin. I made it to 2 championships back to back, lost them both, but still made it there. And it's only natural that you don't make it the third year. I mean, like, look at the Pats this year. They suck. Like, you have off years. That happens. But the award I'm giving to a couple people. Myself, Nick Borelli, obviously, John. So we're at 3. Myself, Nick, and John. I'm going to give it to Zach. So we're at 4. And then I'm going, because only 4 teams make the playoffs, so I'm going to have to give this to 6. Well, let's just talk about who's going to make the playoffs first. It's going to be Jake. It's going to be Drost. It's going to be Mike. And I give it to Ryan. Because I think Ryan will make some moves, get himself in there. I mean, me trading away Julio Jones, dumb idea. But also, like, didn't trust his injuries, so I thought I could have finagled myself out of it. He went off the week I traded him, went off last week too. It is what it is. Like I said, taking it on the chin. Same with Hollywood Brown. I mean, Brown sucked this past Sunday because Lamar's a running back and couldn't get him the ball in the end zone. So between Drost, Mike, Jake, and Dupe, you guys are out of it. Everyone else, me, Jones, Frankie, Borelli, Dupe, or not, fuck, my bad, guys. Me, Borelli, Dan, John, Jones, and Frankie. You guys, myself included, the award I'm giving us is losers bracket's coming. Now I know it's the punishment is whoever loses in the end. Like, at the end of the season, we don't really care about losers bracket, but, like, gentlemen, let's have fun. It's the 6 of us. Where's the competitive nature? Let's go out there and fight in the losers bracket. Like, I'm looking forward to it. I want to win something this year. Like, if I can win the losers bracket, that would be amazing. But that's the award I'm giving us. Let's talk about next week, though. Week 9. First game, we have Mike and me. I mean, I'm not even ready. I know I'm going to check Sunday, and I have Chase Edmonds, and Mike has Kyler, so Edmonds might go for 20, but then Kyler will be the one giving him, or passing him the ball, and will probably go for 30. So I give this win to Mike. The preview for this game is the double-edged sword. Both have Arizona guys. We both benefit. Mike's team stronger. Mike's team benefits more in the end. After that, we have Borelli and Zach. Obviously, got to give this one to Zach. Borelli's team is just abysmal. It's an abyss. It's desperate. It's desolate. It's trash. Pick any adjective you want. It's just bad. But hey, Borelli, like you said, man, not your year, not my year. Let's hang it up. We're not going to fold and go into the last couple weeks of the season as losers, but we both know it's not our year. We won't make playoffs. We won't even sniff it. Next, we have Frankie and Jake. 8-0 Jake against Frankie. This is a desperation game for Frankie. I have it going to Jake, but, I could also see Frankie's team pull it off. Deshaun Watson, great quarterback for you, Frankie. So I wouldn't be surprised if Frankie hands Jake his first L of the season, but also I wouldn't be surprised if Jake just hangs up 180. His team's that dynamic. Like I said last video, they're like the Warriors. One goes down, 5 others show up to play. It's unbelievable. Give this one to Jake. Next we have Ryan and Dan. This might be the most anticipated game of the week for me to watch because you have Dan and Ryan. 2 guys that, they get along, but there's always some beef. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, golf with them. You'll see some beef there. It's who can drive further, who can lift more between Dan and Ryan. So, this one, because I know it's going to make Dan mad and I know it's going to make Ryan mad, I have this game ending in a tie. That's unbelievable. Ending in a tie. I honestly don't care who wins this, but I would love the outcome if it's a tie, just because I would love to see who can argue more that they're the better fantasy player when both of their teams just tie. Ryan has the stronger team. Dan's only teammate that, or not teammate, but the only person on his team that's great is Mr. Old Dalvin Cook, because Dan still trots out Drew Brees or Matt Stafford every week, and it is what it is. I would love this game to be in a tie, and that's where I hope it goes. Next last game we have John and Drost. Drost mentioned in the group chat last night he had 3 or 4 players on a bye. I think Drost is coming to eat. Like, John, it's time to puff out your chest and stand up straight, but I think Drost is coming to eat. Proves to 6-3. I have the winner of that game going to Drost. So yeah, guys, that's my Week 8 recap, Week 9 preview. Thank you guys for telling me you like the videos. What up, YouTube? It's me, your boy, your Kamish. I'm glad you guys like last week's. I hope this week's just as good. Some of the awards that I was giving out I thought were funny. Hope you guys do the same. Yeah, so take care.